50,000,000 Shades of Grey, take 1. I'm a Libra, so I've always identified with this idea of balance, except that when you look at an old school scale and it's trying to balance, it's going way off kilter from one side as I knock something over to the other before it attains some sort of equilibrium. If you look at a trained athlete, dancer, acrobat, balancing in some precarious position, and sometimes it's really obvious, and sometimes it's extremely subtle, but them holding a still point of balance is not still at all. There's a lot of tiny little movements, micro level musculature and neurology keeping them in place. So, given that this channel is called Bipolar Brilliance, my focus is on living as an individual with bipolar disorder and the idea that being bipolar really can be a brilliant blessing in disguise, because the bipolar brilliant brain, excuse me, I took my sleeping meds, it's kind of late over here, so yeah, can be brilliant when it is balanced. And that is what I want to kind of talk about. I've already been talking for 2 minutes, okay. 50,000,000 Shades of Grey. Black and white thinking is like part of that whole issue, part of my whole Libra issue, part of my whole bipolar issue. So I'm going to give you an example. Today, this evening, I had a wonderful family gathering. It was so beautiful. I was connecting with people. I was really showing love and like heartfelt, like feeling positive and energetic and feeling kind of on and charming, and maybe I'm helping other people feel good. And you know, when I got home, all of a sudden my self-awareness or neurosis, I don't know, kicks in, and I'm like, oh crap, am I getting too happy? Am I hypomanic now? Guess I better keep an eye out for that. And that's valid. And also, I'm allowed to have a good day. I'm allowed to feel really freaking happy. And it doesn't mean that I'm about to go get shipped off to the psych ward. And that's kind of what I mean about all those shades of gray. And if I see myself thinking really in black and white, you know, right and wrong, good and bad, really extreme, that for me is actually a sign that I'm getting off into a state that's off balance. So, you know, any human, crikey, a lot of humans think in this kind of black and white, yes or no, good or bad, right or wrong thinking. And look at all the division in y'all know I'm a Merc, and you can probably hear from my accent. So all the division in this country that I live in, not to mention the world. And I think a lot of that comes from not being able to see that, like, the vast majority of life happens in shades of gray. It's really easy to look at someone else's story and whatever they might be going through, whatever opinions they might have, whatever actions they might have performed, whatever their relationships are like, whatever their habits are like, and so on and so forth, whatever they look like, however they talk, you know, things that they say that are kind of like unwise, that they might kick themselves about later. We all have a story. Nobody is all good and nobody is all bad. Nothing is all good or all bad. When I am super depressed and I think that everything's awful, obviously that is a sign, right? If I am super manic and I think that everything is fantabulous, and you can't tell me otherwise, or like can't talk me out of any idea that, might include something really life endangering, or if I think like, God, everything is wrong and everybody is wrong but me. I'm the only one that really knows what's going on. Like maybe I'm having psychosis. Point being, yes, I love the color combo of black and white. I always have. But I'm actually really starting to embrace the grout fit, as somebody once derogatorily called it, when you just throw together a bunch of gray clothes. Like, what's really wrong with that anyway? Because there's a gazillion shades of gray. And yeah, I guess there probably is such thing as like pure good and I believe pure absence of, like say the black hole and then like the light. Now that's kind of a tangent. I think about life as like the yin and the yang, right? That's like supposed to be a symbol of everything, and it's the movement, right? And in the center of that darkness is a light, and in the center of all that light is a dark, and yet it's moving constantly, which means that it's all intermingling and creating form and 50 gazillion shades of gray. And that's where we live, here in this three-dimensional human universe. And as my dryer goes into the spin cycle, or washer, and this video has kind of been a long one, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep them shorter and more topical. It's a process. So kind of along those lines, we're gonna go for some progress and not perfection, and say peace out with that. Thanks for making it through this video. Thoughts on it? If you think that someone else might like it, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave your comments. I'll leave my social media links below, but this is my main outlet right now, and I will be posting more frequently and more shorter topical videos. So in the meantime, please take care of yourselves and each other, and be well.